The other day, my partner shared this news about the AI bot Gemini sending this message to a student that sounds a bit alarming.
A grad student in the US state of Michigan has said he was thoroughly freaked out after being threatened by an AI chatbot which told him, "You're a stain on the universe, please die."
When I watch the news in English, it gives this alarming, threatening point of view. The funny thing is that my partner's reaction and the Japanese news make it sounds like just little bugs. And he was like, the bot doesn't have personality and it's just some bugs to fix. So that gets us going, talk a lot about why the American media always make us think, what if it's out of control? What if it's replaced us in a lot of fear? And why Japanese news or the mentality is more like, how can we improve it? And how can we make it better? And how to fix it? So you just make sure it's not just a glitch. We keep asking each other, why is that? Why does two cultures imagine the future so differently? And how does it make us embrace the future in a different way? Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Paris. This channel is all about celebrating art, technology, and creativity. And as technology evolves very fast, I want to dive deep into how the intersection between art, tech, and creativity shape the way we live, shape the way we think, or even dream in the future. So in today's video, we'll particularly dive into how media like anime and Hollywood films shape our view of the future, and why Japan's culture embraces technology as a friend, while American culture often fears of losing control. And the last one is the historical events that build these mindsets, how people adapt innovation, approach it differently. Whether you're a tech lover, anime lover, or sci-fi lover, I hope at the end of the video, you will have a new perspective about how the world works and what kind of content shape our point of view about the future and then the world we're living in. And let's get started. Okay, so first question. Close your eyes, think about a robot, an image of a robot. Do you imagine it as like friendly, cute thing or a creepy, scary thing? If you ask a lot of Japanese in Japan, the answer is quite simple. I think a lot of people see robot as a friend, someone come from the future to help you, to be your companion, to make your life easier. And in the back, as you can see, my favorite character, Doraemon, this is one anime character that's really popular in Asian country. If you grew up in Asia, you definitely know this blue, cute robot. The story is about how he come to the world from 22nd century to help a clumsy boy to solve all his problems as his best friend.
Whenever I'm hurt or get myself into some kind of trouble, you come to my rescue and save me. You're my hero.
Yeah. And when you're a kid, you see this kind of story, it's full of imagination possibilities. And you really want to have a robot like this to be your best friend because he will just literally help you to do anything. So what is deep inside? Why Japan culturally really open to new technology like that? The answer is pretty interesting. According to the article in ChatGPT, the key influence is actually Shintoism. It's a native religion. Talk about kami. Kami is a spirit that exists in every object. It's actually one of my favorite Japanese religion. It's not Chinese or any other Asian country. It only exists in Japan. That give you a pretty good sense of a lot of things that have its own spirit life. So you have to treat things equally. We also give this harmony feeling of the balance, the harmony between object, humanity, and technology. I think deep inside, it kind of shapes how Japanese approach and accept technology. And then when you see all the robots around, you don't see the robots come take you and scare you. They're here to assist you, to help you, to be a friend. Remember one of the La Vote Cafe I went, it was one of the most popular robot as a pet that happened in Japan. Here's the video if you want to click, please go take a look later. So if you see their adorable faces, you will not think they're a robot. Their voice and sound are all designed as like a little pet. But I can see that if I'm showing this kind of robot in North American culture, people will think they're here to spy us. And there's another mind-blowing fact. Japan is the largest supplier of industrial robots in the world. According to the International Federation of Robotics, Japan has been leading the charge in robotics for decades. After living here for 3 years, I realized the robotic culture in Japan, it kind of reflects this feeling of the technology and robot is integrated into society very smoothly, makes our life so much happier and easier. The most common example is whenever we go to restaurant, especially if the restaurant is busy, sometimes they'll use this cat little robot to deliver food for you. It's really convenient and it gives you some different kind of joy and happiness. I find it's very cute. So now let's jump across ocean to Hollywood, where technology plays such a different role. Maybe one early example will be the Terminator. I still remember when I was a kid how terrified I was to see the robot. Because deep inside, I felt like it planted a little seed of some kind of robot losing control and it would destroy you and kill you. Or so when I talk about this question with my partner, we're saying how North American culture has always made this balance between powerful but dangerous, innovative but spectacle. So it's this struggles in every single sci-fi movie that I can feel. And it definitely creates some kind of fear. Of course, we have to talk about Silicon Valley. All these big tech companies and then the non-stop debates about AI ethics. It's all about privacy, it's about control. Of course, I think both perspectives are quite valuable because Japan gives you this joy, playfulness, a potential for technology, and then gives you this hope. And well, at the same time, the North American perspective give you this cautious feeling. You need to be careful, cautious about what kind of content you're consuming, what kind of decision you're making. I think both are quite valuable. But it's fascinating to realize how that shapes our perspective on seeing new technology and how we embrace that in different cultures. And then another perspective I've researched, it kind of opened up my mind about these two cultures as well, is the history part. So according to ChatGPT, in America, Industrial Revolution and the Cold War left a lasting mark. Rapid technological advancement brought immense power, but also disruption. So machines are not just tools, they become symbols of dominance, competition, even destruction. So yeah, again, this fear, all the sci-fi films that created are constantly have questions like, we'll be taken over by a machine. And it's over and over again, deep inside our mind, including also Black Mirror. I remember I was terrified when I watched Black Mirror. I feel the future is dark and scary, and I feel like I don't want to go to the future. And then now let's go take a look at the history of Japan. So after World War II, Japan faced total devastation. But instead of focusing on dominance, the country turned to rebuilding and hope. So this period of time, known as the economic miracle, transformed Japan into a global leader in technology. So of course, technology in Japan symbolized the hope, recovery, and optimism. It wasn't about competition anymore. It's more about improving quality of life. From manufacturing to robotics, the focus was on automation and efficiency, not militarization. It's so fascinating. These facts made me realize, wow, it makes sense why American ties machine to conflicts and Japanese ties to machine to progress and peace. These two point of view is almost like a contract each other, completely opposite with each other, but it's about the same thing, new technology. So what does it mean to us? The reason why I want to make this video is to show you how we're brainwashed or how we're shaped by all this media you're watching and consuming and all this knowledge you're learning. That's why I think a lot of time I lived in Asia for almost 20 years and then Canada for almost 20 years. So this combination of different culture make me realize there are so many things in our life are shaped by media. And I have this big hope about the future. It's definitely because of this little robot over there, the Doraemon, because I find it's so much excitement for me to go into the future, not fear. But I do agree the future needs a bit both. The Doraemon fun, playfulness, hope, and then the cautious of being taken over. So now let's talk about how people in Japan and US, how they use and see technology. So in Japan, I can say that technology is really a small thing blending seamlessly into everyday life. For example, QR code. In Japan, QR codes are everywhere, and people are not hesitating to bring their phone and scan everything. Scan a QR code to get coupon, to buy train ticket, to do whatever activity in a theme park, whatever. But I do realize when I was in Canada, a lot of people are super cautious about using QR code. They feel like their phone will be tapped. And everybody probably know there's a famous Japanese toilet. It makes your little break in the washroom become like a spa day. They have like the heated seat, automatic lid. When you go at washroom, you feel like you're like living in the future because everything is automatically, and you got this music to cover embarrassment. It was awesome to go to washroom in Japan. And then in North America, US or Canada, I feel like a lot of people use technology more showing the individualism, more like, am I the first one to use this iPhone? Am I the first one to give the bold statement? I like Elon Musk, always on top of this tech, that he's become a super powerful person to always be ahead of the curve. So instead of what the tech does, it becomes more like what the tech says about you. Like it's more about each individual, so much less about collective consciousness, collective behavior. So the downside of this is a lot of people will compete with each other to adopt the new technology instead of a lot of people will be like, okay, I can do this, use this AI tool, I can make this app. And then so many new apps that start show up. Instead of really thinking about what people really need in society with all this technology, people just big company or people just keep fighting with each other or compete to be the first one to make money with this technology. I think that's one of the big difference between how people adopt new technology in Japan and North American culture in Canada or US. And then there's another, like this skepticism, conspiracy theories that I heard when I live in Canada. Sometimes it makes me feel really scared. People will constantly talk about this big brother watching or the 5G is harmful for your body. So if everyone around you give you that fear, then of course you're scared because you are not using the technology in a convenience way. Instead, you keep hearing scary theories about it. So it make you imagine the future is very dark and scary and humanity is done. It is very crazy to think that way. At the same time, I do understand because all these theories and when people talk about it, it shows how society doesn't trust authorities, their privacy, and then how their information being controlled. All these things, you have to be cautious because a lot of people are using the bad way. Whereas in Japan, like I think a lot of people try to make it more harmony. And big companies are pretty powerful. And when it comes to them to adopt new technology, it takes a while for them to figure out how to implement it seamlessly and how to make sure it doesn't take people's job that easy. So yeah, basically that's all the facts and the interesting example and facts that I learned through this research of the video. And I want to present it in a way to give you, open your mind and see the different culture and background, how it affects the way we see future. And I do believe there needs to be a balance. Like I like how I see future because I live in both countries. I want to explore more, try experiment without the fear because fear will make me regret one day probably. If I don't make certain decisions, I don't try certain things because I'm scared, then one day if I see everyone start to using it and I have to force to learn, that will probably be too late. At the same time, if I open my mind, may see future more as a fun exploration or optimistic bright future, maybe I could be playful and be creative using the tools that I'm not that good at. Because keep in mind, I am not a tech person, but maybe because my partner is Japanese and I feel this shared mentality with him, that's why even though I love listening to records, I love reading books, but I will have agency to combine art and technology. That's always the core of our company or the channel. Everything we talk about is to share this idea of how to combine this crafty, original, analog beauty with new technology advancement, convenient, all this new positive part of technology. To combine these two will make a big progress in the future. And I believe the future is bright. So that's why I'm here to share all this with you. Thank you so much for your time. I hope this is informative and make this end of the year more hopeful for you for the next year. And then if you like the video, please share with your friends, subscribe my channel, and let's continue have this conversation going. I want to share every single thoughts and experiments and ideas with you all. I hope we can shape the future. If we get our voice out there, we can shape the future together in a more positive way. And it works for everyone and not scary and not let technology take over us. And that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to join our Discord server if you have something to say and comment on my video. I'll see you guys in the next video. Please take care. Bye.